one-wheel ride in 2 minutes. Terminal 5.
Is it right or is it left? Yeah. Ooh, haunted. People are sleepy. Oh, wow. Whoa, spacious.
Capri salad, deviled egg potato salad, and campfire pork chops.
Need to use the thingy-mabobber. It's so cute. Oh, thank you. How's the food?
It's delicious.
Holy moly. This Krabby Patty? Wow. Oh god. Oh god. Whew. Look how thick. Thicky.
You want it?
No, I'm good. I already have this barbecue sauce that I'm worried about. Fishy. Wow, they're huge. Wow, so cool. What?
That fish is called a crappie.
He's having a crappy day. key.
And some, I don't know.
Why are these so tiny? I'm just used to Steve's chicks.
Yeah, I think they were. And then look the.
That's good.
When troops are deployed, USO provides a home away from home to help bridge the distance.
Arizona, Alaska, Hawaii, District of Columbia, Division 0, 5, 9.
Where is he? Right there! Little.
Four, 5, 6, 8.
Is that my card?
Oh, my hair! Which way do you want to go? Okay, thank you! Wow, it's pretty cool. What is that? Oh, strawberry shake. Wow. That's cool. Jumbo. I mean, I guess if you're gonna share.
Do you want to try the sandwich too?
Yeah. I guess we'll do regularly then. Yeah.
No thanks.
There's burgers.
Gravy bread?
Their burgers are huge.
Did you want to try a sandwich?
Sure. Yeah. Why are you so tiny, Manini? The fries. Got some sparkling. cute. Strawberry dream. I wanna try. What? Yeah.
I gotta try it. I'm so curious. Oh, look at the user platform.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I was like, wow.
It's like nice lighting. Seems like you're asking for mistakes. And the cheesecake.
I missed out.
So cute, Manan. Oh.
Did you get to see it?
Oh, you can see my pictures.
Oh my god, Manan. That is so cute.
It's still stuck there though.
Maybe they did it so you don't accidentally like, you know what I mean?
Oh, that is cute. What is going on?
There's
What?
right there. No?
No, that's not.
Right there.
Oh, yeah, that is, yeah.
This one right here. No, that's not you. This is you.
Yeah.
No.
Claiming someone else's son.
Yeah.
That's my friend.
Oh.
Proof that you did basic training.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Over there, Daddy. Go over there. Go over there. Go over there. They're way.
Remember, this is the window climbing. Be gentle.
Do not touch the horns.
So everybody here is gonna get one Pop Rock candy with a mystery color inside. Is gonna take these into the theater next door, pop a squad and cheer your favorite color, and as you taste that candy, you're gonna look through your Flavor Alma flip books to see which of these colors and shapes remind you of what you're tasting.
Hold on.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm gonna say red. Final answer. What are you doing? Oh, red. Oh, yeah, he was right. Cinnamon. Oh. Why don't you?
I was right.
Man, I want to be.
Installation features. Be gentle. Do not kick or punch them.
Oh.
Take one card only. This is a partnered activity. The way it's set up is that you and a partner decide who goes left and who goes right.
Oh my god, it's beautiful.
Can I see? I got this. It's okay.
Oh, right here. This is a nice spot.
This has a different key when you're called.
Are you okay? Just one. Yeah. You need to.
There's spoons and oh no, you're totally good.
Okay.
And I have
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Gingerbread? Which side? This side. This side?
The other
This
side. Yeah.
Tastes like one latte. Yeah. Gingerbready. Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, that was really good. This one smells like smells like orange juice.
I don't think it smells like corn. You are.
What is that?
Should I write?
inside? Is this it? Oh, so cool. Right there. Where is it?
I'm pretty sure the pan pizzas are
Pan pizza? Was that it? Specialty pan pizza?
This looks like pickles.
Thank you.
Oh my god, look at this cable.
Thank you. Hello. Thank you. That is cute. Strawberry unicorn lemonade. Pink bubbles. Can I have the lavender latte, please?
This has olive oil.
Olive oil? Oh, that is so cute. This is new. There's